Over 250,000 individuals are reported missing every year, with estimates of actual missing person cases that are left unreported pushing that total to more than 300,000. With that many reports, it's no wonder that a vast majority of these cases are left unsolved. In some of these cases though, law enforcement are able to unravel the mystery of what happened to the individual. But if history has told us anything, it's that sometimes we should look closer to home when investigating these cases. The case of Brittany Gosney and her son only lasted for a few days. Brittany Gosney had approached authorities and reported that her 6-year-old son went missing. This was around the Ohio area. The fire was created on Sunday, but the story soon took a turn later on that day. The police were informed that the child wasn't actually missing, but rather something had gone down between the mother and child, whose name was James. After being tipped off, the officials made their way towards a lake, and once they reached here they soon started to make a sweep of the area, hoping that they wouldn't find anything. The officials said that as of right now the boy has not been found. Shortly after this investigation though, the officers started to unravel what had happened. According to court documents, Gosney told investigators with the Middletown Division of Police that she tried to drop off James at the Rush 1 Park in Preble County on Friday. However, when he tried to get back in the car she sped off. As if this wasn't bad enough, she then ran him over and dragged him for what was described as a long distance. She then left the scene but returned around 30 minutes later to inspect what had happened. Once she arrived, she could see the young James was lying down in the parking lot with a head injury. The poor boy had passed away due to the injuries inflicted. According to a criminal complaint that was filed with the police station, the mother had put the boy in the van, took him back to their house and then placed him in an upstairs bedroom. The next day, she and her boyfriend, 42-year-old James Hamilton, took a short trip out to the nearby river, where it's reported that they took out the young boy and placed him in the water. Both have been charged with tampering with evidence and murder. What's sad is that the Middletown Police Chief David Burke said the mother showed no remorse at this time, and that they also haven't been able to establish a motive. 2 more children were found to be living in the household, but police have said they've been moved and placed somewhere else. The heartbreaking thing about this case is that many parents lose their children due to things that are out of their control. For example, many people go missing in things like national parks due to the environment, things they can't do anything about. But in this case, the mother went out of her way to cause harm to her son, knowing that she could easily overpower him due to her size and the fact she was using a car. This is one of those cases that could have been prevented. Another sad case is that of the Martin family disappearance. On December 7th, 1958, Ken and Barbara Martin drove from their home in Portland, Oregon to Columbia Gorge in Hood River, Oregon. They went to look for a Christmas tree with their 3 daughters, 14-year-old Barbara, 12-year-old Virginia, and 10-year-old Sue. No one would ever see them alive again. According to reports, the family left their home around 1 p.m. Friends began calling the police when they didn't return after a while, but no one took the case right away. After a few days, police found a credit card receipt showing that Ken bought gas near the gorge. Based on tire tracks, the Hood River Sheriff believed that while trying to back up in the parking lot, they must have accidentally driven off the cliff into the Columbia River. Detective Walter Graven thought the family trip seemed odd, and he continued to investigate despite what the sheriff had concluded. While inspecting the tire tracks, he also found paint chips nearby. He sent the chips to be examined at an FBI crime lab, and they confirmed that the chips matched the Martins' family car. Someone found a gun close by near a car that had been stolen and abandoned. Although they turned it over to the police, the gun was never used as evidence in the case. It was covered in blood, leading Graven to believe it was used to beat someone to death. Graven eventually connected the gun to the parent son, 28-year-old Donald Martin, who was in the Navy at the time. Years before this, Donald had been accused of stealing a gun while working in a sporting goods store. It was believed that this was the gun that he supposedly stolen. Graven found out that Donald didn't have a great relationship with his family, and that he'd never came back to Oregon to look for his family. Graven believed that Donald must have had something to do with the family's disappearance, because no one else seemed to have any motive. In May 1959, the bodies of Virginia and Sue were found floating in the river. According to the report, the death of both girls was caused by drowning. Virginia also had a hole in her head, which only led to more questions. Unfortunately, it was never confirmed what caused the hole. Donald didn't attend the memorial service, but he did meet with Detective Graven in June. He told Graven he didn't know of anyone who wanted to hurt his family, but that he didn't believe it couldn't have been an accident. The story stayed in the news for almost a year after the family's disappearance. Many investigators and journalists have tried to find out what happened, but no one has been successful. Graven has always said the case probably wouldn't be solved unless they could find the car and the other bodies. Before he died in 1988, he gave his notes to Jay Waterbury, who worked with the Dallas Police Department. Waterbury has hope that one day this case will be solved. So what do you make of these cases? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.